Today I'd like to talk about a small aspect of the Second Amendment that we don't talk about very often. It's called the hue and cry. When you see a lady on the street coming out of the store, somebody runs up and grabs her purse and she starts screaming. She says, "Help me, help me!" Well, we're supposed to help. And this is an old common law doctrine. It's called the hue and cry. It's been around for thousands of years. And once that cry is made, it is our obligation to aid the victim and to pursue the felon or the criminal, whoever it is. And under the Second Amendment, obviously we would be pursuing a potential dangerous person, so we would need to be armed in order to apprehend this person. This doctrine of hue and cry existed for thousands of years, and when somebody raised the hue and cry, we were supposed to chase the felon down from village to village, town to town, county to county, until he was apprehended and brought to justice. And a lot of this has been taken down into our statutory law as far as being able to perform citizens arrest and even the Amber Alert. They send an Amber Alert, and it's CNN reported it as being a modern day hue and cry where we participate with law enforcement. But I imagine that you find an abducted child and she's with the guy that kidnapped her, and you have this child's life is going to be in danger. You're going to call the cops. Of course they might come, but what happens if there's too much of a time in between when the cops show up and when that kidnapper does something more dangerous to that child? Obviously, Second Amendment is implied. The right of the people to keep and bear arms would be for that purpose, to defend the life of that child. It would be pointless to say, wait, please don't take the child any further until I call the cops and have them arrest you, because obviously the kidnapper's not going to follow the law. He's willing to kidnap. The life of that child would be in danger. And, for the same reason that a cop's going to carry his weapon, the ordinary citizen has the same right. It's to protect the life of the person and the life of the innocent. And that's the way it's been around for thousands of years. It only seems that maybe in the last century have things changed where we've depended a lot on the police, and we figure that they'll show up at moment's notice. And in bigger cities, some of that might be true, but when you're talking about the United States, is a big country, and not every place in this country has a police station 2 blocks down the street. Some places have a police station maybe 50 miles down the street or 100 miles down the street. So it's not always as easy as some people seem to think. A lot of big city people tend to think in that way. They think that just call the cops, wait for them to show up, and they'll deal with it. Well, even in big cities like New York, you've had people getting stabbed and people screaming for help, and nobody was able to do anything about it or willing to do anything about it. They just passed by and let the stabbing go on, and kind of with the mindset you don't interfere, you just wait for the cops to show up. Well, that's dumb. People getting stabbed, people are losing their lives because of these, because we're having to wait for cops to show up. And the response times vary from place to place, but killer's gonna kill. He's gonna not wait for the cops to show up before he does his thing. And so the hue and cry is one of the basic principles of our Old English common law that has been brought down to us, and it's still part of our common law. And it's common sense, really, if you think about it. Even in the Bible you can read about it in different places. And so that's just my message for today. Thank you very much.